I'll need to be very careful with this video. Watch my words because if I am to keep with the original intent behind creating this channel, not just to improve my English, but to stay positive, to only truly comment on things that I enjoy, that I like, that evoke positive feelings, to stay far away from criticizing or pushing my own opinions on anyone or anything else other than me. And today's topic might put some strain on these constraints that I've put on myself at the very beginning. It is about different races within fictional settings and what I would like to achieve if I ever attempt to create one of my own. I talked about this before when I mentioned the long living species within fictional settings and their portrayal that would feel organic to me, the true meaning of what a lifespan tens, hundreds, or even thousands of times longer than a normal human would do to an individual. But similar thing applies to a race that comes from a completely different history, completely different civilization, different evolution, progression, different norms, different experience with the environment, even the effects of, let's say, supernatural or magical. What does it even entail creating an actual different race, not just a tribe of humans with slightly different traits that actually can be found even on our own planet within specific groups of humans. For example, they drink a lot, they like trees, they like to make explosives, they are slightly shorter, slightly wider, slightly taller. I just don't feel that is enough for me to experience what a race that is non-human would look like, would feel like to interact with. One of the examples that I gave before was Mass Effect because I think they attempted and came rather close to something that truly felt like a race that came from a different background, different origins than us. I feel that there are three important parts, two of which I am able to properly put into words, one being physical differences, the other being different mentality, personality traits, upbringing, habits, and then the third part that should be somewhat incomprehensible to me as a human because they should be so out of here, so disparate that I should not be able to liken myself or anything I've ever experienced to what this third part should involve. Maybe the way they experience senses or emotions should be just completely unfamiliar. If I take your usual elves or dwarfs, they experience sadness, anger the same way humans do. They have the same type of drives, they have the same aspirations. Someone who is drunk, short, likes to mine, enjoys gold, that's not something that dissimilar to what we can find within ourselves, our own race. It is simply not what I'm looking for when I am trying to write my own story. I am not in any way trying to insinuate that others' portrayal of these races is incorrect, and absolutely not that my own way is somewhat superior. I'm also more than aware that I'm not the only one who thinks this way, who attempted to create these incomprehensible creatures of truly novel, unprecedented beings, and most of them were able to voice out their aspirations much better than I did in this short intro, but I really wanted to at least put it out there, ponder on it, and maybe even come up with a thing or two to put into my notes on future stories that I would like to create and write. Fair warning, I'm just a Neanderthal. Don't take me too seriously. I can barely slightly English. But with the intro over, now with more rapid arrows, and we find ourselves at the hideout of the Brotherhood of the Cat's Paw with Longpole hard at work musing on a plan how to put the rapid arrows in their place, knock them down a notch, with Bosch in the background looking all scared. When the spark of inspiration hits Bristles like a truck and he comes up with a truly wicked scheme, creating a narcotic concoction, putting their enemies into deep sleep, and then when they wake up, all tied up, having them beg for mercy and freedom. Well, everyone's on board, so Bohoj, who somehow knows this quack of an herbalist, so he'll show them the way, while Longpole promises Bristles a first grade medal of Cat's Paw's honor if the plan is successful. They arrive at the dubious shop operated by a woman who actually looks like a witch, packaged with a black cat. So when they ask for some sleeping spice, she's more than ready to sell it to them. Oh, how the times have changed. Well, she shows Bristles this spice that will put anyone to sleep so deep that even if shots went off right next to their heads, they wouldn't wake up. And with that in their hands, all that's left is to doodle up an invitation letter, which Bohoj volunteers to deliver. Bristles is the one writing it down, his tongue sticking out with concentration, although still writing in ink seems to be slightly difficult, leaving numerous ink blots all over the writing to the displeasure of Longpole, but Bristles just says that they count as decorations. When finally done, Bohosh rushes towards the club room of the Rapid Arrows, and when they receive the letter, it says that the Brotherhood is hoping to engage in peace talks with the Rapid Arrows, offering tea and reconciliation at their club shack. Well, obviously, Mirek is suspicious of this invitation, but remarks that they are outnumbering the Brotherhood, with Speedy boasting that he would be able to take them on with his left hand, although only if they weren't resisting at all. Meanwhile, in the den of evil, Longpole is boiling the tea with the spice from the herbalist, already expecting their guests. Bohosh is on the lookout for the approaching rapid arrows, and at the table, shenanigans with the teacups, the positioning, so that they won't accidentally put themselves to sleep instead of their guests. Long first half, well, hopefully the next one will be slightly better and more rapid arrows in the future. I'm barely halfway through, which is good, but also bad at the same time, considering the fact that I have a few other things that I would like to talk about. Maybe I'll have to do 3 a week or something like that. But for now, that's it for today's video.